fake friends.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let us explain.
It's free.
Yeah, a lot of those other podcast places want to charge you money every month, like dozens of dollars.
Like dozens of dollars. We don't even know what that is because we don't see it.
No, and that's a phrase people use often, right? Like you go to a store and you say, how much is that? And they go, that'll be $12.
That's exactly it,
Yeah.
Yes. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
We're doing that right now on a phone.
I love technology.
Amazing.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
You can also make money from your podcast. No minimum listenership required.
You know what that means? Dozens of dollars straight in your pocket.
You got dozens of listeners, you're going to be making dozens of dollars, potentially. I mean, don't hold them to it. It's really, you got to put in the work.
Yeah. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Bye. Hey, fake friends. Listen to Fake Headlines Podcast on Stitcher Premium. Use fake headlines for 1 month free.
Listen to some of your favorite shows ad-free, like Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend,
My Favorite Murder,
Having Funlessness with Jen Kirkman,
Natch Butte,
Office Ladies,
Prompt and Circumstance,
Welcome to My Show,
Science Rules with Bill Nye, and so many more.
Plus get access to Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, and more.
Only $4.99 a month or $34.99 for the whole year.
Go to Stitcher.com/premium to sign up today.
Again, use promo code Fake Headlines for 1 month free. Bye.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Fake Headlines Podcast, episode number 79.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to our show.
This is great. It's a new year. It's our first full episode.
The first episode of 2020. I'm feeling great. Not only did we do yoga tonight, but I meditated during the day while at work.
That's amazing.
I'm feeling great.
I did not meditate at work.
I'm telling you, man, meditation at work is the way to go. We have stressful jobs. We work in the banking industry, and things are stressful. There's no one super happy, and
so you went off site, meditated, and joined a cult. Great job, babe.
Yeah,
our income is solved.
I went out into the parking lot. A shaman came by, and then a Sherpa, and then we got on the back of a llama. We went up to the top of the Himalayas.
Wow.
We chanted and prayed.
How long was your lunch break?
It was about 14 hours.
Okay.
Round trip. Yeah.
That's why I haven't seen you since Friday.
Yeah, and that's why I grew this super long beard while I'm wearing a robe. I just ditched my clothes about halfway up the hill.
I'm really into it, so I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, you kind of gave me that look like you were into this sort of crazed mountain man look that I've developed over the course of 14 hours.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you're meditating so hard, it just causes your beard to grow like this.
Can you explain the socks with sandals?
Yeah, they just give them to you. I bought them at the gift shop at the bottom of the mountain. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
But seriously, meditation at work, it made the rest of the day so much better.
I think meditation in general makes life so much better. Because, we were kind of talking about this earlier, like how it's funny to see this out in the real world now, things with meditation and
being mindful. Mindfulness is the word you used.
Is so... it seems like I see it so much more in pop culture, but 15 years ago when I was learning this stuff, like my first year in college, it was like, for me, it was all new then. Mm-hmm. And it was all stuff that they teach you like in, beginning acting classes.
In Actory Factory.
An Actory Factory, which is what college is called.
I went to an Actory Factory.
I went to an Actory Factory.
Got my degree in acting.
Now I am Actory.
No, I'm an Actory.
It's a factory.
But yeah, it's definitely. I think maybe because of it's a consequence maybe of the modern times we're in, where we don't slow down enough. So then, But I'm telling you, man, we just did a guided meditation at work in a conference room. It was like 20 people. Some people were like laying on the floor. I cannot be that comfortable in public. They'll never be able to do that. I sat in a conference room chair and closed my eyes with a room full of strangers virtually. So that was big for me. That was a lot of trust I put in this room.
Yeah, anyone could have.
Yeah. I had my hand on my wallet.
Punch you in the face.
Well, I had my hand on my wallet the entire time.
Good.
Little did they know everything's maxed out. They wouldn't have gotten shit. But
I went straight to violence due to a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, well, that's yes. And we just listened to like a guided meditation for like 10 minutes, and it was just wonderful.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I guess the closest thing that I can get to meditation at work is going for walks on my lunch break, because I just need to get away from people and like just because my job is really stressful. So sometimes my brain is just on overload. So I need at least a half an hour to just leave and not talk to anyone.
Get away from everybody.
Get away from everyone.
Yeah, just unplug.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it was really nice. Like, I'm no meditation expert. I've done it like a handful of times now, but every time I've done it, it's been great. So I think 2020 is the year of meditation. I
think we've used a meditation app before.
We have, yeah.
To get us to fall asleep faster, because I often struggle with my brain racing a lot at the end of the day. And I don't even really drink caffeine after the morning. Like, I haven't had coffee since this morning.
Oh, I'm having one right now, so I may need to meditate later.
And but my brain is still usually on fire, thinking about things that I need to get done and things that I want to do, things that I didn't get done today, and like feeling kind of bummed about that. And it just helps kind of calm everything down. So I'm glad you were able to experience that today, midday at work in such a...
I'm going to have to remember this next time I have a really shitty day at work, which will probably be tomorrow, because that's just how work goes.
Yeah.
And just be
that's
able to...
positive.
But I said it with a smile. Yesterday I would have been crying saying that.
Yeah.
But meditation has really changed my perspective on things. No, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was that I'm still excited about didn't happen today, but it happened on Sunday. For Christmas, Tiffany got me us tickets to go to a what would you call this, like a
class,
coffee class, at a local coffee house here in Buffalo. And we learned all the different types of not all the different types, we learned several different types of coffee techniques to make coffee: pour over, French press, cold brew, and Actory Factory, I think was what it was called.
Actory Factory. Espresso.
Yeah. No X, just S.
Just S.
Yeah.
Or earlier when we were talking about this before we started recording, I said espresso, like it was an X.
Like an express. Well, it is an express to feeling like you need to run around real quick. We drink. Yeah, we did have the shot. What would you call it? A shot of espresso?
Yeah, it was like, it's not even that. Because I think when they serve it to you, it's not a lot anyway, because it's so concentrated. But the little bit that we were able to try, I was like, this is not for me. This is gross. I wanted to spit it out, but I didn't. And but
you said it that way, but you said it like 20 times faster.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. And then I went and I ran outside around the building. Well, by building, I mean block, about 10 times, and then came back and I was like, whew, I feel better now.
Yeah,
Thanks.
It was weird.
What's next?
Every time you pass by, I would try to call out to you, but you were going by so fast. You didn't hear me, though.
Yeah. I didn't miss anything, though. I was back by the time the next lesson started.
Yeah, you actually bent time. You were going so fast. People didn't even know you were gone, but I did, because I'm in love with you, so I noticed that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not a big espresso person. That was very powerful, potent, bitter stuff. But you are a big coffee person, and you love this. But yeah, this was awesome. I enjoyed learning about coffee and the different ways to make, the different sort of the formula to making coffee, the temperature of the water, and the surface of the bean, and we learned all kinds of very interesting stuff. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, because I think with cooking and stuff, you kind of think about the chemistry elements that go into it, and with coffee, the way this guy, he's part owner of the coffee shop, so obviously he's very passionate about it, very nerdy about it, which is great. But the way that he was explaining it, there was just so many sort of chemistry balance elements to it that was a bit surprising to me. Yeah, me too.
And I was like, wow, okay, this makes sense. This is the formula that you have to have for good coffee.
Right.
So,
and changing any one of them could change the outcome of the coffee.
Yeah, absolutely.
To your liking or displeasure. But that's kind of the experimentation of it.
Like the size of the grounds,
the heat of the temperature of the water.
Exactly.
All those things have an effect on the flavor.
How
and
long it's
potency.
Bloomed in the water.
Yeah, I've never bloomed anything before.
Not even a flower.
I've never been bloomed.
Just puberty.
I bloomed at 13. And then it was a slow descent ever since. I had like 12 good minutes at 13. It was the first 12 minutes of the year, and then after that, nothing.
I bloomed like the corpse flower. It was really exciting, and then it smelled, and I was like, "This is it? Why do I smell like this now?"
It's several years and just a big smell. That's pretty much all it is. It's just not much to go. Not very exciting.
That was a callback to like episode 4. Yeah, so that was really fun.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
And I love giving gifts, and I have to say that I was so excited to give Kevin this gift. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think about this before. And at first, the classes were sold out. And then I emailed the guy and I was like, so do you have any other classes coming up? Not in January, like in February? Because I wanted to give this to my husband as a gift. And he was like, oh, you both can come. I'll make room for you. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was very small because it's a very small coffee shop. It's not very big at all. So it was only 7 of us in the class, but he made an exception to have both of us there, and I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, it was cool. And they're opening up another location in Buffalo as well. It's called Overwinter Coffee, in case you're interested in checking it out. Mm-hmm. We also got a couple bags of their coffee from the class too.
Yeah.
Excited to try those again. But great coffee, really cool place.
Great customer service, I find.
Yeah, I would recommend going there for coffee or going there for a course. There's lots of different classes on roasting and Coffee 101, I guess, for lack of a better term. Yeah,
I think they're looking to expand their classes probably in the future once they get the other location underway. But
yeah, check it out. So cool and so great. And I tell you, after we left there flying high and feeling great. And I also realized how much of a difference
coffee is?
Good coffee. Yeah. Like, as much as I love coffee, we put up with such bad coffee most of our lives because of the convenience of it.
That's why people add so much creamer to their coffee or sugar to their coffee. Right. It's because probably the coffee you're drinking is shitty.
Right.
And you need that to taste good.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're masking it, like in the morning we're making just your average drip coffee from using Wegmans coffee grounds.
Just your average drip.
Your average Joe. We're just a couple of average Joes drinking our morning coffee. And but then when you taste,
it's funny that you used average Joes.
I did. We're just a couple of Java Joes and Java Janes.
I was gonna say we're just a couple of average drips, just drinking some Java Joes.
There you go. And so the coffee we have in the morning and throughout the day, it's fine. I'm drinking a K cup right now. I'm sorry, but it was convenient. Keyword. But when you compare it to what you get at Overwinter Coffee, it is night and day. It is so much. What they do is so much better. And the techniques and everything involved, God bless them, and I'm glad they're around because it was awesome. And we need to step up our coffee game at home, I think, is where I'm going with this.
I think so, yeah.
It may just be the meditation talking, but damn it, we need to step it up.
The only disappointment that I had was that I had one question to him about tea, and he was like, I'm not a tea guy. And I was like, that's fair. That's an honest answer.
It was a coffee shop, not a tea shop.
Yeah, but you sell tea. But it was good. That was fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a great time. I definitely checked them out. It was definitely worth the trip down there. Downtown. And now Kevin's inspired to make me better coffee. So yeah, I'm really. It's a win-win. We have a French press now. We are going to get crazy this weekend. During the week, we're going to stick to our regular old Wegmans boring coffee. That's what we have to do this. I just don't have the time. I can barely get up and get to going and get to work on time as it is. I cannot add an extra task. I'm sorry.
Kevin.
Tiffany.
This is Fake Headlines Podcast.
It is.
What do we do here? We, every week, we each look on the internet, find some sort of wacky headline. We're like, wow, this is funny. And then we make up 2 of our own, bring it to each other, talk about it a bit, and then guess which one is real.
So you're telling me that we're about to venture into this contest where we are going to try to guess not only what these articles are about, but then try to guess which one of these 3 could be real?
Yes.
Well, I'm down. I have nothing else to do tonight.
I hope you brought yours.
I did.
I brought mine.
All right, so I'm going first this week, and I will now pitch you my 3 headlines. Tiffany, are you ready?
I am.
All right. Here we go. Headline number 1, gym class without the gym. With technology, it's catching on. Gym class without the gym. With technology, it's catching on. Headline number 2, sequestered jurors extend deliberations to catch up on TV. Judge issues fines.
There's a lot of big words there, so I'm going to have to do some abbreviations and then ask you to repeat it at a later time.
You got it. Sequestered jurors extend deliberations to catch up on TV. Judge issues fines. And headline number 3, food blogger caught plagiarizing recipes from Betty Crocker cookbook. Food blogger caught plagiarizing recipes from Betty Crocker cookbook.
These are awesome.
So, Tiffany, these are 3 headlines. Now, one of them is a real one. 2 of them are fakers that I've made up. Let's figure out what these stories could be about based simply on the headlines. Let's see where our imaginations go, and then we'll figure out which one's real.
Okay. These are really something.
Thank you. I think it's the meditation. This whole thing just came to me during a meditation session today.
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's outstanding. Wow, that tea is good.
Good. Smells good.
I'm drinking a little mint tea this evening, and it's delicious. Okay, gym class without the gym. Now it's possible with technology catching on?
Yeah, what do you think?
Gym class without the gym. So instead of working your body, you're working your brain?
No, I think you're still working your body, but not...
Work that body.
That's exactly what I was thinking. People, don't you know, it's gym class time. No, so the traditional gym class maybe is not, the walls have broken down. It's a gym without borders. So maybe
no parachute?
No parachute, yes. Maybe you have to get your own parachute.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think what this means is, like, instead of going to a gym class, maybe while you're at school, you go for a walk, and it, but the technology keeps track of your steps or whatever, so that qualifies for gym class or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe it's one of those virtual things like you see the advertisement for on the TV, where it's like a thing you hang up on the wall. And
man, I want one of those. It's like where it you can select the weight. It's like a digital weight. It's like a giant tablet with the accessories on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like one of those exercise bikes that the commercials were troublesome for.
Peloton. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Gym class without the gym, technology is catching it. So instead of traditional gym efforts, we're relying a little bit more on
a little bit more on the technology
efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe the creepy gym teacher's out of a job.
I think you still need that stuff, though.
Yeah?
I think it could be a little bit of self-taught, but I think you still need a little bit of guidance, even if it's technology based.
True.
So maybe there isn't a gym class teacher because there's now a virtual person being beamed on the wall who's telling you what to do.
Or the gym teacher is like, IT nerd, AV club representative here.
That's it. Yeah. It's like the scrawny guy.
Blow the whistle here, get your attention. If everybody could synchronize your Fitbits, please stop throwing things at me. I am in official capacity here. You should really respect me.
I would imagine that guy or lady would. I
was doing a lady. Yes, I was a lady.
create a avatar in order to address the class.
Yeah.
So they could still use technology to address the class, but in like their ideal sort of way.
Kind of like a Wizard of Oz type thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Right. He is full of shit.
Exactly.
I can't come back. I don't know how it works. That's both the wizard in the balloon and also the scrawny gym teacher on a bicycle.
Oh, stop this crazy thing. It's like a broken bumper car. He's just spinning around in the corner. Oh, Gavin. I don't know when Gavin came to mind.
That's a good name. That's good. That's very... Do you think that this is something that's probably on track for us? Is that we will introduce more technology-driven gym classes in schools? Mm-hmm. Because I mean, we've already done that in classrooms, like regular classrooms, where there are certain schools that have tablets and instead of books and instead of notebooks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see this being something that would catch on more and more.
So maybe instead of having like tablets, kids get Fitbits,
like a Fitbit
or like a fitness similar tracker of some sort.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like at work, like when I was a couple companies ago that I was at, one of the many companies I've worked for that have gone under. I'm a real job killer here. But I worked for this mortgage company that in the Buffalo area that closed only a few months after I started working there. So that was fun.
What a trip.
Oh, yes. Found a job and boy, only lasted like 6 months, but whatever. So this job, part of their health plan, they gave you like a Fitbit type device. It wasn't like, it was a Virgin Mobile type. It was made by them.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and so it would synchronize. There were places around the building where you could like synchronize and like upload your information, but it would keep track of your steps and all that stuff. And if you met the step goal each day, you would earn points, and then these points would end up causing there to be some money shaven off your monthly deduction for your insurance.
I remember that being something that reward goal was something that did inspire you to go out and walk. Like you walked a lot on your lunch, and it wasn't even me forcing you.
Right. I was saving like 20. You could save like $20 off your premium. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna walk around the parking lot. I can still smoke cigarettes and walk around. You can do these two things at the same time. It's
They don't know. They don't know.
The Fitbit doesn't know that I'm smoking. It can't sense that. It doesn't have that kind of technology in there. It's a win-win for everybody. My health insurance goes down. I'm not paying the smoker premium. They don't know I'm smoking. I'm clearly smoking on camera here for the security watches, but it's a gamble I'm willing to take.
I think that sort of reward could also be applied in the classroom. So if, there's always going to be a way that kids are going to be able to cheat the system, so to speak. But if they could use their gym class fitness trackers in a way that would be positive toward, getting them an A in class by...
Right, yeah.
Or like an A for the first quarter by, every day hitting 10,000 steps.
Right.
Or whatever their personal goal may be based on their... physical capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they can't do steps, then maybe they could do, some other sort of cardio or weightlifting, at least for maybe a certain period of time.
Yeah,
that would allow them to be able to get a good grade in class. So I think this is interesting.
I do too.
But I still think that they would need a teacher.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just remember, obviously I don't remember every moment.
I'm clueless in gym without one.
Well, for me, what I was going to say is that it seems like gym class in high school was always open gym. Like we just would stand there, they would take attendance, we would do some warm-up exercises, and then you just did whatever you wanted.
You had some lazy teachers.
We really did.
They made us fucking run.
No, we did
all the time.
No, God,
that's why I hate running.
You know what we did most of the time, and this is what I did most of the time in gym class, and you'll understand how. And this is why I can open jars so easily right now in my life.
And also shut them to impossible strengths.
Is because we would go, because we had a weight room at our high school, and we would go in there, and there was a thing where you could like squeeze a handle to like work on your grip strength.
Oh, that's why your grip strength is so strong?
That's all we did. We stood there and used the grip strength thing because we were teenage boys. We figured it would come in handy. But to open jars.
Yes, for your moms.
Our moms who always had jars.
Because your dads also had strong hands.
They did. They really passed down those strong hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all we did. So we did nothing. We just stood around and increased our grip. I
was on the volleyball team for a year and, a couple years. And then the second, there was 1 year where I quit because the coach made us run too much.
I'm out of here.
And I was like, it's volleyball. Why are we running?
That's true. You don't really run a lot in volleyball, do you?
No. That's why I liked it.
That's why I enjoyed bowling.
Also on the bowling team.
Although those few steps as you sort of quickly walk to the line to toss the ball, I got a little bit too much.
But yeah, my gym class was always a bit structured. I mean, sometimes it would give you the option, you get to do weights or you get to play badminton. But also, I mean, I had block scheduling in high school, so it was more structured like college would be. So it was 80-minute classes versus like the normal 40,
probably 45,
whatever.
Maybe, yeah.
Normal classes are. Yeah. Something so I had only 4 classes a day. So my gym classes were long, so they had to be structured. We couldn't just fuck around for 80 minutes.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's been years, but it started at like 8:15 and we got out at like 2:15.
Oh, my day started at 7:49 and I got out at 2:16.
Okay, so it's similar. It's like not a full day, really.
Right. So instead of having 8 periods a day, we had 4 blocks.
Oh, okay.
So in that third block, we had lunch, which was always weird because I had alternating days, chorus and band. So imagine stopping playing your instrument, go to lunch, come back and continue playing your instrument. How disgusting is that?
There's lots of spaghetti and stuff inside your saxophone.
No, you just had to make sure you had nothing left.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
and then
gross.
Usually I ended up, it was always the worst when I had gym class first thing in the day because I'm like, oh
yeah.
Now I'm gross. I just, I
had that one time. I had that 1 year, and it was at a time in my life when I had a lot of hair. And I had my hair looked like Conan O'Brien's for many years because I wanted my hair to look like Conan O'Brien's.
Who doesn't, really?
But I mean, every boy goes through that phase, right? And so there was a lot of hairspray going on in product, and I sweat easily. Like I'm a mess. And I hated gym class first period because it would ruin my pompadour.
It would ruin my makeup.
Ugh, the worst.
Absolutely. No
one should have to go through that.
No.
God.
Man. Technology, where was it? Let's move on to headline number 2.
Sure.
Jurors.
Jurors.
I was thinking 30 Rock.
Jurors.
Rural juror. Jurors extend deliberations to catch up on TV, and then they're fined by the judge.
Yeah, so sequestered jurors extend deliberations to catch up on TV, and then judge found out and issued some fines.
So what were they catching up on? Like Netflix? Because I don't think they're allowed to watch TV. Like they can't have contact with the outside world if they're doing like a serious juring.
Serious juring. Doing some serious juring over there.
What do I know?
Well, when you're sequestered, that's when you're like put up in a hotel, right? That's the whole thing where you're...
Yeah.
So I guess they can't really control what you're doing. I mean, I suppose you could...
What are they going to do? Shut off the Wi-Fi?
Right, exactly. Can't shut down my phone.
Can't shut that down.
I'm sure that's probably what it was, right? They probably were... Maybe that's how they found out. Maybe they could see all the stuff that was... I'm assuming when you're at a hotel and you're buying like Wi-Fi, that they can probably see all the traffic going to like through what you're watching or whatever.
I also thinking about larger than the jurors being fined for basically being paid to catch up on TV, which is, it makes sense that they would get fined for that because they're not doing their job. They're civil service. That's, you get paid for jury duty.
Right.
On top of that, if they're somehow having an altered perception other than the facts for the case in which they are jurors on.
Oh, right.
That seems like it's a little risky. So could that be grounds for not only fines, but a mistrial?
Oh,
due
interesting.
to an unfair trial.
Right, an influence of some kind.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I was just thinking, that's
I mean, what do I know about law?
You watch Law and Order. You know plenty.
I'm basically a lawyer.
Tiffany, tell me about how the two types of how the beginning part of Law and Order. Give me the beginning spiel of Law and Order.
SVU?
No, the other one.
Oh,
the regular one. I don't watch that one too much.
I don't remember, babe.
Okay, make it up. In the justice system.
In the criminal justice system, special cases are judged by law and order in an equal but separate way.
These are the stories.
Ching,
ching. I guess I was thinking though, like these poor jurors, right? Like they're taken from their everyday lives. They're put up in a hotel. They are spending the day going through evidence and facts and whatnot.
Evidence, as it's loosely called.
Trying to do their duty. But then at the end of the day, they're put up in a hotel. They're away from their families. That's got to be almost like heaven-like, right?
That sounds like the best.
And then probably like
Can you imagine how much writing you get done?
Right, because probably the next day they were like, you know what, Sharon, like, I really had a great time last night just hanging out. Like, maybe we can make this thing go a little longer.
Who wants to be the 12th angry juror? Who wants to do it?
We got to keep this thing going. We got a sweet deal here right now.
We got to keep this going. We got to extend these deliberations. I've got a lot of work to do. Look, I have a book deal that needs to close by month end. So
I still haven't watched season 2 of Glow. So if I could just get like 8 more hours,
that would be perfect. Amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it sounds outstanding.
It really does. Like, I would almost want that to be like my job.
Because it would be nice because you think about it, you'd be shut off from technology. You could watch TV if you wanted to, but you wouldn't have the temptation of picking up your phone and wasting mindless hours on social media or, games or whatever else you do on your phone. So, or technology. And, it sounds great.
Yeah, it really does. Like, oh man.
And you wouldn't have to go to work.
Yeah, even better.
Meanwhile, I'm extremely fascinated by sitting there and I'm like, let's watch law work.
Let's watch the real life stuff happen.
Let's watch this happen.
Like, that just sounds wonderful. Like, and you know what even sounds even better is just like, if you got picked for the witness relocation program, but that would require being around seeing something horrible, and then having information that would...
and then never seeing my family again? No.
Yeah, but you got to start over with a new life. That's so great. No more dumb job. Just living in Phoenix now as a pet groomer.
All right.
I'm just sequestered forever.
So how did these jurors get caught? They had to have gotten caught.
Yeah, I think either maybe the cell phone stuff is being monitored, maybe, or some through at the hotel that they're sequestered at.
Okay.
Or maybe somebody was overheard talking about it.
Like, oh my gosh, did you see The Bachelor last night?
The what? Excuse me, are you talking about The Bachelor? That is prohibited viewing. You are sequestered.
No, The Bachelor from like 2008.
Oh, you're just talking about some old stuff you've watched? Oh, okay. Carry on. I'm just a bailiff.
No, but really, did you see The Bachelor? Oh my God, it was so good. I can't even give an example from The Bachelor because I've never seen it. I have no idea.
I have never seen The Bachelor. The only thing I've seen that's even remotely close is Burning Love.
And that's it. And that's as close as I ever want to see
Bachelor parody with funny people. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You know, I was just thinking, kind of combining the first headline with the virtual sort of gym. Do you think maybe we'd end up? Do you think maybe one day we'll have like virtual jurors, where maybe when you have to go to jury duty, you don't have to go to like a courthouse. You just
send your robot self.
You will send your robot android facsimile of yourself while you stay home and eating bison dip and crinkly chips.
And that's how the robots take over. Because we're too lazy and also full of anxiety to go out into the world.
Well, that's what I mean. Do you think you would just hop on your laptop and you would have like a camp feed and you would watch, you wouldn't actually go to a jury room. You would just be at home.
Who's to say what's out of the realm of possibility? Yeah. But I hope not.
But you could be like a work from home juror.
I think sometimes it's more beneficial to be in the same room with what
I think I know where you're going
may have occurred. To actually like see photos or see evidence or see, or for me, I'm very much like a vibe person, but being in the same room as a criminal, I think depending on what their crime was, I'd be like, oh, I feel that's not okay.
I think there'd be too much of a disconnect there, even between like the attorneys presenting and stuff like that. I think you would be, that sounds like a bad idea.
It's like online bullies from their victims, like different sort of scenario, but similar in that there's a disconnect, like you said, where it's too difficult to be able to define the line of, I guess, the consequences. So being a juror right there in the room, I think would be better.
I think you're right. I think you would have to be there for it, I think. You gotta be there for it, man. You can't just be at home.
No. Let's move on to headline number 3. Food blogger plagiarized Betty Crocker.
Yeah.
Wow, going back to the classics, huh?
The old standbys.
The full fat, full of butter,
full on,
tasty as fuck Betty Crocker recipes.
Just stick some gelatin in it and you're good. Do you think some of the Betty Crocker recipes are probably so old though? Aren't they like public domain right now? Like there's no one owns them anymore. They're just a part of our fabric right now, aren't they? I
suppose. I don't know how plagiarizing cooking works, because recipes are always out there and you can make them your own. You could just tweak them slightly and be like, I'm the one who came up with the fact that you should replace almond flour with regular flour.
I put my flaxseed twist on it. So if it's plagiarizing, maybe it's more than just the ingredient list. Maybe maybe they took the verbiage of like how it's written out, how to mix it and all that stuff. Maybe all that's been copied word for word too.
Yeah, because that's what would define plagiarism is submitting your own writing as your own, or submitting your writing as your own, but it is actually someone else's words.
Right.
Already done. So I suppose that would be something like if there was a Betty Crocker book that has that sort of stuff in it, but I mean I don't know, because I have a Betty Crocker book, but it doesn't have anything like that in there. It's all just straightforward recipes,
straight up recipes
organized by category.
Well, it could be. I
often use the bread section for waffles.
It could be. They could have lifted like the whole image from the book and everything too.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Just kind of called it their own.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't like food bloggers. Do you?
I don't dislike them. I just don't care to read them. Like, all I care about is the recipe.
You want just the recipe, right?
I don't care. I'm just not invested in what else they have to say, their life, how much their husband hates vegetables.
Right. It's so hard to get Tristan to eat quinoa. You know how I talk about this every
No one
article.
fucking likes quinoa. It's weird.
But you have to eat it.
But you have to eat it because it's good for you.
It's an ancient grain.
So ancient.
They stored it in the pyramids.
At some point.
It's been waiting for you. Yeah, every blog is like that. Oh, in these cold winter days, I love a good bowl of yam soup. And and Calvin sometimes is, you know how he comes in from outside. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Tell me how much yam to put in the soup. You dumb jerk.
Yam soup?
Yam soup.
Oh, that sounds so weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at some weird food blogs.
What is wrong with you?
That was what I came up with when I tried to think of a
Was
food.
it Jams for Yams? Was that the food blog?
That's the blog. It's Janice's Jams Yams.
Okay.
Jazz
so
yams.
it's all strictly just yam recipes and jam recipes and how you can incorporate them both into your diet in a daily manner.
Yep, exactly. And
I've seen that one.
And she also has a jazz playlist you can click on Spotify to listen to along the way.
Get jams.
Yeah.
Which that's
Janice's
interesting.
Jazz Jam Yams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jam yum yup.
Jamming on the one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jam on it. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think would be in yam soup? Yams, obviously, right?
And
do you imagine it more of like a
soup,
cream, or more of a broth? What do you think?
I imagine it being kind of like a butternut squash soup.
That's what I'm imagining too. Yeah.
But I don't think I would like it as well.
Not yams floating in like
broth,
chicken broth. That would be disgusting.
Ugh.
I know, it's gross. That's why I didn't imagine it. I
almost hit my face against the wall. That was so awful.
Well, that's not my fault.
Yeah, I think it would just be kind of like a butternut squash soup.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Can you plagiarize recipes? That's interesting to me. Like any recipes. Yeah. So what if you, not just Betty Crocker, but what if you just like copy and pasted someone else's food blog recipe and was like, this is my own?
Well, I mean,
Pinterest would be, I don't know, full of it, I think.
Yeah, I guess, I think it's possible, right? I mean, it's the way it's written and in the order of things that are listed and everything. I mean, you could probably run something through some software and see like a word for word exact match for something.
But, like we talked before about how cooking is often like chemistry. There is sometimes a particular order and a particular manner in which you mix your ingredients that is very relevant to how the end product comes out. Like, I'll use waffles again because I make them the most. Mm-hmm. Or pancakes. You have to mix your dry ingredients in one bowl and your wet ingredients in another, and then you combine them. You don't just, put milk and eggs and flour and cinnamon all in one bowl together all at once, because it'll never mix right.
Oh, well, I wish you had told me this last Sunday morning, because that's exactly what happened.
That's not true.
I know. But yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think that while the ingredients are going to not vary for certain things, I think the way that they're written and the words used in between could be plagiarized. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Does Betty Crocker have an example of that? With like a real, like the copyright?
Like a copyright symbol?
Yeah.
Like the circle C?
Yeah.
Or the R?
Yeah.
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 One of those things. Probably.
What do those do?
What are those? Copyrights. Welcome to Copyrights. What do they do? A short educational film provided for the listeners of Fake Headlines podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be hard to prove.
Right, but apparently in this case it was not.
Yeah. Interesting. Was this like someone who had been food blogging for a long time? Like, did they do this as a desperate measure because they were not getting the number of hits that they needed? And in order to have sponsors and stuff like that on their webpage?
That could be. I think that they were just somebody who didn't really have a lot of their own originality to it, and they just kind of copied.
So they're just a regular piece of shit. Just your run-of-the-mill piece of shit. Not a desperate one.
No, not a desperate piece of shit. They were just a rudimentary, average Joe shit.
Okay.
Yeah, just a run-of-the-mill.
Okay.
Yeah. Like most food bloggers, except for Chetna. I like her.
I love Chetna. I pretty much follow anyone who's ever been on the Great British Baking Show.
Yes, and Chetna is my favorite because I enjoy Indian food. And that's another great gift you got me last year for Christmas was a cookbook.
Yeah.
Of Indian food, which we need to get out soon because we should make some stuff.
It's right there on the shelf.
Let's
go. Some paneer and let's do this. Okay, so Kevin, I am going to take a stab at which one of these headlines is real.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with the second one, the jurors.
The jurors?
That's a tough word for me.
Jurors. That actually is a fake headline.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you use so many official words.
I know. I'm meditating. That's the meditation.
Yeah.
That came to me after meditating.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Now I don't know, man.
Life is groovy.
What about the gym class?
That's real.
That's the real one?
That's the real one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't have guessed that. I did guess that, but I really doubted myself there. Go on.
It's from WHEC.com, Rochester, New York's News Channel 10.
Oh.
WHEC. Gym class without gym with technology, it's catching on. So she's taking that one minus the gym and on her own time. The 14-year-old freshman is getting school credit for virtual physical education, a concept that, as strange as it may sound, is being helped along by the availability of wearable fitness trackers. For students whose texts and textbooks have migrated to screens...
Well, damn.
Technology as gym equipment may have only caught up in a matter of time.
I'm so excited. We figured it out.
You did. Grace, who lives in Alexandria, wears a school-issued Fitbit on her wrist while getting in at least 3 30-minute workouts a week outside of school hours. She has an app on her computer that screenshots her activity so she can turn it in for credit. While online physical education classes have been around for well over a decade, often as part of a virtual or online school, the technology has made it possible for a new level of accountability, its users say. We're asking kids to wear this while they do an activity of their choice, and they can change the activity as they desire as long as it's something that they understand is probably going to get their heart rate up, says Elizabeth Edwards, department head for online physical education at Fairfax County Public Schools, which includes Grace's high school.
That's kind of neat. Okay.
Yeah. Though a physical education instructor isn't shouting from the sidelines, teachers do guide assignments by setting goals such as fat burning, cardio, peak heart rate, and relying on technology to be their eyes and ears. Students are also required to sign in for a weekly 60 to 90-minute classroom session with the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. I wasn't far off.
You were pretty good. Yeah.
Wow.
The article goes on for a little bit, but we'll tweet out the link if you want to read it more.
Wow, that's interesting.
But yeah, pretty cool.
That's kind of fun, though. I
would have loved to have skipped gym class and just worn a Fitbit and walked around at home for a while.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. So I wouldn't have to change at school.
Ugh.
Feel uncomfortable. I never knew this is so stupid, but I never knew the right outfit that I felt comfortable in because I felt uncomfortable in normal clothes. So trying to find gym shorts or the baggiest pants I could possibly find.
Well, thankfully you were alive in the 90s when they were plentiful.
I know. Oh, the 90s. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Cool. What a good find.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/fakeheadpod.
Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
That's www.audibletrial.com/fakeheadpod.
So, Tiffany, I believe you also have 3 articles for me, don't you?
I do. Oh, which real one do I want to go with? Okay, so headline number 1. Milwaukee weekend celebration for the first day of winter began with a T-Rex snow ski race.
What?
Milwaukee weekend celebration for the first day of winter began with a T-Rex snow ski race.
A T-Rex snow ski race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Headline number 2. Florida police were called for a woman screaming, "Let me out!" It was a parrot.
What?
Florida police were called for a woman screaming, "Let me out!" It was a parrot.
Okay.
And headline number 3. One passenger's cat breaks free from its carrier mid-flight, spending the duration terrorizing another passengers. Another passengers. Papillon.
Huh?
Papillon. It's a dog.
Okay.
One passenger's cat breaks free from its carrier mid-flight, spending the duration terrorizing another passenger's Papillon.
Well, these are something. All right, so headline number 1, Milwaukee weekend celebration, something, T-Rex ski race? What?
Basically, Milwaukee weekend celebration for the first day of winter began with a T-Rex snow ski race.
I want to know where were they able to find the appropriate T-Rex length ski poles? Seems like a challenge.
I think
they got to custom order those things.
From hands to ground, it's probably the same, right?
Is it? I mean, those are little arms.
Well, the little arms, but they're horizontal.
They're up high, though. Yeah. I mean, the T-Rex is going to have to lean over. They got to get some special made.
That's all right.
Special made poles.
It's still fun.
It is fun.
It's all the more athleticism added to the race.
Well, where do you find a T-Rex at this point? I mean, most of them are extinct, really. I mean...
It's those T-Rex costumes.
Oh, it's not really T-Rex.
No,
oh, I see.
It's those people.
It's not a Jurassic Park situation in Milwaukee right now.
You know how silly it is when people walk around and like they do silly things in those T-Rex costumes? Now imagine a whole slew of them.
All going down a luge together.
Launching an exciting snow ski race.
I would enjoy this. Yeah, I would watch this.
Yeah, I know.
So is it like a downhill or is it It's downhill, I'm guessing, right?
It's snow ski, so... It's that thing where they're behind a ski-doo. What are those called? Snowmobile.
Oh, they're being like pulled by something.
Yeah, so instead of like water skiing, they're snow skiing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was imagining more just like a T-Rex going down a mountain, then doing like an elaborate flip. And then landing on the skis.
That's also really funny.
Like some Olympic level
splitting
shit.
Up in the air.
Right. Or
the person turns into a fossil by the time they hit the ground.
or I was imagining like the luge where they're all like, two of them are like in a capsule and they're going down a thing.
It's just the heads pop. Oh, those get me.
Or there's like an awkward human and T-Rex combo on the ski lift. Like, jeez. I'm sorry. Am I taking up too much room? I'm sorry. I'm a T-Rex. I'm very big.
Do you want me to put my arm around you? Are you scared? I can't.
You have to come closer. I can't reach my arm
a little bit closer.
I'm not going to bite. I will bite. I'm a carnivore.
A little bit?
I enjoy. I would enjoy this. I would enjoy seeing. So is it like a? I was imagining like, what do you call that? Like on when they're on like water skis and there's like it's like a. I'm imagining several women in like 50s bathing suits doing like a human pyramid behind like a boat being pulled. So I'm imagining that now. I'm imagining a series of T-Rexes recreating that.
So is it synchronized
skiing? I don't know what that's called.
Ski racing.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Maybe.
But I'm enjoying the visual of it, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's very funny. What if the T-Rexes were also wearing those tiny bikinis?
I would hope they would be. This is very erotic. I'm going to need the room for a moment.
But what what if they were like 1920s bathing suits where like, it was like
like the
like shorts with the
little shirt and the stripes like a mime almost.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fun.
And a swim cap. The T-Rex has a swim cap on.
Who's responsible for making this?
I don't know. Anybody good with animation?
Who's got a line of Do me a favor, please make a T-Rex snow skiing in a 1920s bathing suit.
Yeah.
Is that so much to ask?
And if you could, I mean, we want it done tastefully. I mean, that's not anything weird.
Yeah.
But please email that to us at fakeheadlinespodcast@gmail.com. I enjoyed the. I was thinking about when you mentioned T-Rex. I immediately thought of our trip to Arizona, and as we traveled along Route 66, there was certainly America was certainly in love with the T-Rex. Like there are
dinosaurs in general,
a lot of dinosaur-related things, which I guess is maybe to lure children. I mean, I don't mean that in a negative way. You must leave your first child to the giant T-Rex of Williams, Arizona, to cleanse the land. It can only be
a lot of sacrificing out there.
This is what you do.
Wow. If you want to survive the giant rattlesnake of the desert,
you must.
You will leave your firstborn.
You must leave Tyler with us.
To this T-Rex.
But yeah, there's a lot of
fucked up.
roads. A lot of roadside stuff like that has that. Or even when we were in California, we went to the Carbazon dinosaurs.
That was one of the best things that's ever happened.
That was really cool. I know we talked about it a while ago, but when Tiffany and I were on our honeymoon in California, we went to where the giant dinosaur that was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure is. We went to that place.
Oh, it was so fun. We climbed up it.
We did. We spent a lot of time there because where we were staying, we found out was only like 15 minutes away. So it's like we took an Uber from where we were staying through the desert to this little roadside place where the dinosaurs still exist. And it was absolutely worth the $20 or whatever we paid.
And then we were like, I'm kind of hungry. And then we were like, oh, there's a barbecue place right there. That barbecue place is not open. But we went to the McDonald's and had some sad food.
Yeah, and I think the people that were the guy working at the McDonald's, like I don't know what he thought was going on with us, but he was like, is everything okay? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. I think he thought I was in danger.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Do you think I was like menacing or something? We were on our honeymoon at a McDonald's. Yeah, she is in danger. You're right, sir. You
were trying to get in my pants.
I should, yeah. Well, it was our honeymoon, you know. It was a dinosaur. I should have been more couth inside the McDonald's. But yes, America.
Hey, I didn't want to see my fossil. That's fine.
The last time I got laid was a Paleolithic era. Oh.
Thank you.
There you go.
I can't say it.
All right.
I can't say whatever era you just said.
Paleolithic. Mesozoic.
Dinosaur time.
Last time I got laid, the dinosaurs walked the earth. Oh!
This week, Kevin has been possessed by the Catskill comic. Catskill Kev. That's funny.
Last time I got laid, this gas tank wasn't actually a T-Rex.
So funny. Made my way out to the Carbazon dinosaurs, and I was like, what am I doing here? And then the sign said, oh, large Marge sent you. And I was like, oh, yeah. There's a lot of mixed references there.
was a real cut and paste of various things. Just a real hodgepodge.
That's my brain. That's how that works. It's a hodgepodge of cut and paste. I don't know what's going on.
So I was there, and I says, "Hey, you want to see another Big Bang?"
I said, "Watch out, honey! I'll take you out with my giant meteor, if you know what I mean." Then I ashed my cigar.
When I got done, I said, "How'd it go?" How'd it go? Like I wasn't there. When I got done, I said, "How was it?" She said, "It extinks."
You gotta be kidding. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, thanks, Cat Scout Kev.
Yeah. So dinosaurs.
On skis.
On skis.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I like to imagine that the person riding the snowmobile is like dressed as maybe a T-Rex prey, so like maybe like a smaller dinosaur.
So they're all chasing. I like that. I thought you were going to say that you were hoping they had like a Jurassic Park uniform on.
Aw. That would also be very funny.
I like your idea though, where you're like
they're all dressed like Jeff Goldblum.
Even the dinosaurs, which is weird.
Halfway through, they have a costume change from the 1920s bathing suits to Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park when he's laying on the table.
Well, it sounds like a mighty fine festival. I'm looking forward to going.
What a great way to kick off winter, huh?
Oh, winter. Holy shit. So headline number 2, Florida police called for a woman screaming, but it turns out it was a parrot?
Yes.
Basically?
Yep.
Okay, so the person, the screaming was, what was it saying? Get out? No.
Let me out.
Let me out.
So the police were called because they thought a woman was being held captive.
Like from a house, you think?
Yes.
Okay. So you're a neighbor and you hear "let me out" coming from the house next door. What would you do? What would you do if you heard someone yelling right now, like "let me out"? Would you want to get involved? I
might.
Yeah, I would too, I think.
Because my instinct is to want to help.
Yeah. I would call 911, but I would not... well, I guess I can't say I would not physically get involved. I think if somebody was really being harmed in front of me, I would hope that I wouldn't be a huge wuss, but I probably would be a huge wuss. I think I would try, like, if I just heard it and I didn't actually see what was happening, I think I would listen intently to try and figure out what was going on. Mm-hmm. So that I felt like I was making the right call to get law enforcement involved. Yeah. Because you could always call anonymously. No one's going to know that it's you. Right. And it could also be just like two people goofing around, like, you know, like siblings or something. Right. Right. Could be scene partners. Could be. In an acting class. Right. They could be reenacting that famous 2-person play called My Time in the Box. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's it. That's the one. Yeah. Neil Simon, right? Yes. Yes. Yep. Very good. Here's a true story from college. When I was attending a conservatory in New York, we had to go and practice in the subway so that we were like... You know, practice in the subway? Yeah, to be familiar with the actual... It's method acting, to be surrounded by the actual smells,
setting and feelings and volume that surrounds us, and to really visualize it. So when you're acting, like, you're like, okay, you have that sense memory in your head and in your body of like what it felt like to be in the subway, what it felt like to
what that man's urine
be enclosed,
like.
And how you felt when you saw that rat run by.
Dragging pizza, of course.
Dragging pizza.
Like,
and
jealous.
Smoking a cigar. I don't know.
You're like, man, I'm jealous of a rat.
I'm late for open, Mike. Lady, get out of here. Gotta catch the next train.
Yeah, throw me one of those pepperonis for Christ's sakes. Hey! Can't get a good slice in the city. Oh.
Anybody got any wings? Hey. It's a real greedy fucking rat. But yeah, so my scene partner and I, it was a he, and so we were in our scene. He was kind of being a creep, so I'd be waiting for the subway, and then he would be like, "It's weird, isn't it?" And be like, "What?" And he's like, "They always look both ways, even though the train's only coming from one direction." So then the scene goes on, so it gets a little more heated to him like following me, and so then we end up in like a heated argument. People were actually concerned.
So you're acting out a script. This is something that's already been written.
Yes.
You're not just improvising this.
That's
thing.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were like people who were like, "Are you are you okay?"
Yeah.
And so there were people who did get engaged, and we're like, really? "Are you okay?" And we're like, "Oh, we're fine. We're in acting class. We're practicing. We're I'm totally fine."
Yeah.
So I mean, there are good people out there who are willing to get involved. It's like,
yeah,
girl, you good?
Right.
You good? He being weird?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's impressive. I think of New York City subway goers as being just a sea of callous people that are just staring at the ground and not wanting to help or do anything to interact with anybody.
I don't know if it was just like the time in my life where people just knew that I needed kindness to be thrown my way. But in my experience, when I was living in New York, there were so many times where I had strangers treat me with the utmost kindness.
That's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. I did not experience people who were disheartened or dicks. But yeah, so I mean, not everyone in the world is a dick. So I think sometimes people will do the right thing. In that instance, like when, someone thought that I was at risk of danger, someone stepped in and was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And
that's
so I
great.
reassured them I am okay.
I'm very thankful for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm more of a caller. Like I'll call and say, "Hey, I think something weird's going on."
Yeah. That's action, though. That is action. That's a form of action. It's so much better than just like putting your headphones on and pretending you don't hear anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah. I mean, there's real life occurrences where that has happened, where people, it's just sort of the thought process, someone else will take care of it.
Right.
Someone else will step in. Someone else will help out this person in need. So good on the person who called that, even though it was a parrot.
Right.
They were filled with the instinct of helping someone.
I wonder why the parrot was saying that, though. What was the person doing that triggered, you know what I mean?
How did this parrot learn this phrase? That's an excellent question.
Let me out. What's that? Maybe they're. What is that? It was the person who owns the parrot. They were a big fan of the Smashing Pumpkins. That one song, "Let Me Out."
That's it.
Song? What is that song? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, you can hear it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was Billy Corgan's Bird.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, that could have been. Yeah.
I like when I did my Billy Corgan, it sounded like Cartman.
One and the same.
They really are similar. If a fun game you can try at home. Next time you listen to Smashing Pumpkins, imagine Cartman singing. The words come out of Cartman's mouth.
Yeah.
And it makes total sense.
It does. I can't unhear it. That's true.
But yeah, what else could it be? Let me out.
Maybe it's a kid who has maybe taught the parrot weird phrases to scare the neighbors.
That very well could be. I don't know if I would like. I don't think I would like that neighbor. Don't maybe make your bird say some nice things like, hey, our neighbors are really nice.
I love you.
Whoa, neighbor. I don't know you that well, but...
How about, if you had a parrot, what would you teach it to say?
Can you actually teach parrots to say things, or do they just pick up on them on their own? I don't know.
I suppose a repeated phrase.
Yeah. Yeah, what would I want the parrot...
So you'd have to repeat a phrase with intention.
What would be convenient to have someone else saying for you all the time? I would teach the parrot Alexa commands.
For some reason, the lights in the house are just constantly flashing on and off.
Right. Alexa, turn off the lights.
Is the house haunted, or is my parrot giving too many commands to Alexa?
Yeah. So then if the bird ends up having to be rehomed, then they're just causing havoc for everybody else.
That's funny. I think I would teach it to say something positive, like
yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
you look nice today.
Right.
You're doing great today.
Have a great day. Or yeah,
you can do it.
You got this. Yeah, I like that.
Have another cracker. And I'll be like, you know what? I will. Thank you.
I'm going to carb it up.
I think you're right.
Listen, this is a smart parrot.
I love a good cracker.
Smart bird.
Maybe slap on some cheese. I don't know. I'll have a day. This cracker. This parrot. This parrot's really on board.
This parrot knows how to party.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to the last one?
Yeah. What do we got here for number 3 again? Cat breaks free during flight and starts attacking a dog with a French name.
Yep.
Is that essentially what happened?
Yep. Luckily, it's not a long flight, but...
Yeah. So a cat broke free on the flight, and what's the actual headline again?
One passenger's cat breaks free from its carrier mid-flight, spending the duration terrorizing another passenger's Papillon.
Ugh. I think that's my big fear of like traveling with a pet, would be that them breaking free somehow and then freaking out.
I know.
Trying to coax a cat from underneath a seat.
Chloe can't handle change in her environment. Our cat, and she can't handle being in a car. Moving is the worst.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out next time we move.
Yeah. I know. She's just being in the car in general. Just does not like leaving the house or being in a car for any length of time. Like,
she's a lot like us.
It's very true. I'm also the same way. If I have
social situations, too much.
If you have to drag me to the doctors, I'm resisting the whole way. You put me in a case and carry me out. I'm making noise the entire car ride. I'm making
Sometimes
noise.
You hide on the scale when you get there because it's just comforting for some reason.
Sometimes I pee in my seat if I'm a little nervous on the way.
Yeah, and then they're like, I need a urine sample, and you're like, I don't know if I have any left.
I just went. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's awkward. Very similar. Very, very similar. Yeah, so the idea of flying, I think the idea of animals in the sky is weird to me. Like, must hurt their little ears being up with the weird pressure and whatnot of an airplane.
It's like with kids, like little kids, it's a little sensitive on their ears. But I mean,
it's like
as far as we know, animals don't come away with any sort of negative effects other than maybe a little traumatization. Yeah,
and the sky miles they earn makes up for it.
I know.
I mean, boy, our cat has a frequent flyer.
And if they're feeling a little wild, they hit that a Mile High Club.
Yeah, and animals can join the Mile High Club much easier and than humans can.
That's because you have to be the size of a human toothpick in order to fit into that bathroom.
That's true. A dog could just start humping a leg in the aisle, and there it is. Join the Mile High Club. Is that dog doing the drink cart?
Oh, who gave that dog wine? Just letting loose.
Yeah, the airport or airplane bathrooms are very tiny. It's
the worst.
There's not. I feel like that's more of like the Mile High Club. It's got to be more of a myth than anything, because I can't imagine that could possibly take place anymore in our modern world.
I know. Back in the 60s, there were actual room for things.
Right. Right. The bathroom back in the 60s, the airplane.
Not that I've ever time traveled and seen how it's how it was.
Back in the 60s, the airplane bathroom took up like 3/5 of the plane. It was huge.
I know.
There was a whole lounge
it was as
involved.
Large as the cockpit.
There was a series of stalls for everybody.
Cockpit.
It was like a public bathroom. There was a series of stalls. Everybody had their, it was perfect.
Yeah,
for everybody.
yeah.
You actually would just fly. Instead of seats, it was just rows of stalls. Everybody had their own stall.
Oh God, that's so awful, Kev.
You just strap yourself onto a toilet.
Have you been in an airplane bathroom? They smell bad too.
They would hand peanuts over the wall to you.
No.
You could leave messages on the wall for the next person. It was a different time. Airplanes are very different. Airplanes are much heavier because of all the porcelain, of course, which led to many disasters. But that was the price we paid for sky poop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of dog a Papillon is?
No, I don't. I feel like I've seen it before.
They're like a little dog.
Yeah.
They're little. They kind of look like a Chihuahua.
Okay. But
with like flappy ears.
A flappy-eared.
Well, like long hair on their ears. They're cute.
Okay.
They are cute.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Something a formidable prey for a cat.
Yeah.
I see.
Because they're usually like really friendly sort of dogs. So if a cat felt like it needed to have a little bit of dominance in its territory, probably would be easy to terrorize a bit.
Do you think the dogs and cats, are they like barking and meowing the entire flight? They must be, right? It must be very annoying to people.
I've seen comments where people have talked about what it's like to travel with their pet. I know my one friend, shout out to Chessa, who has traveled lots of different places with her animals, with her and her husband, as they've moved around different places, and they have flown with their pets, but they've had to fly them not in the cargo, but like in is it the
animal first class?
Well, I don't know how they flew, but but they, maybe it wasn't the cargo, but like in a safe way so that they didn't get frozen to death.
Yes, that's important. Will my pet? That's on the frequently asked questions on the JetBlue site. It says, "Will my pet freeze to death on the plane?"
Well, because I know that she's done this before, because I remember her talking about like one time her cat yowled and was upset because it knew that it was going to the airport, and then like the sad eyes that it gave her and her husband when they watched him go away in the big crate, because he was like, I don't want to go.
Oh no. So sad.
But then, I mean, in the end they were reunited, so I think there's different ways that they travel, but I can't imagine flying with Chloe
like in the cabin.
I would need her with me at all times. At any cost. I don't give a shit if it's going to bother everyone. She's going to be with me because I'll know she's safe with me.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think eventually she'd probably, I think sometimes, maybe depending on the pet, like the cat, they might quiet down if they were scared.
Well, I might be able to give them something too, maybe to give them.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
One of those thunder shirts, maybe.
Yeah, and I think that helps dogs a lot, probably. Yeah.
Or a Dramamine.
No, you can't do that.
Or just order some drinks. Order some of that dog wine.
That's it. I'll give Chloe a mimosa.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Or the catnip. Maybe it's a catnip situation.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like catnip or peanuts or those little funny cookies?
Those little funny cookies? Yeah.
I'll take the catnip, please. I'm a cat.
So now...
a Sprite, please. One Sprite.
Now imagine a cat chasing a dog around like with the Benny Hill theme, like terrorizing, and the passengers are like, "Oh my gosh, when is this going to be over?" And then imagine the owners trying to catch their pets while trying to stay out of the way of the flight attendants. Meanwhile, the flight attendants are like, "You need to get your pet."
And in the meantime,
they're like, "I'm trying."
And the air marshal stands up because he's pissed off. He doesn't know what's going on. He's
now he's exposed, and he's like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot
to deal with.
That is a lot to deal with.
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know if I've ever been on a flight with a pet before that I can recall.
I don't think I have either.
If I have, they were very well behaved.
Yeah. I don't think it's something that happens often, and I think it depends on the airline as well. I think certain airlines have different.
Because what if you're allergic to dogs and cats? You wouldn't want to be stuck in a plane cabin with them.
I know, that would be really tough. Yeah. I know my little sister has flown with her cat before.
That's right. I remember that now.
And he sat with her in the cabin, like on her lap, basically.
Yeah, like you said, each airline must have their own like pet policy or something, right?
Because I think certain carriers, like our cat carrier, has it meets airline requirements for fitting the carrier under the seat.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's so weird.
Yeah, but that's something that you take into consideration with certain pet carriers as well, so that they can go under the seat. But obviously, this one didn't work because the cat broke free.
I wonder if the dog or cat were like using their foot to like change the options on the touch screen.
Oh, that's gross. What would you do if there were pets loose on a plane? Would you take action to try and help and catch them, or would you just like
no, not at all,
sit up on your seat like ah?
I would either watch or just sit there and I think I would just ignore it and turn my headphones up a little bit.
Would you?
That's something I don't need to be a part of.
Yeah,
they can handle that. I got things to do. I'm probably tired. I don't care.
What if a dog jumped up on your lap and you were like,
well, I would give it a little hug. Just hold on to it until the
owner made its way over.
Yeah. But I don't think I would actively get involved with. Yeah. Let someone else handle that.
Yeah, because you don't know what kind of diseases that pet has. I mean, I would hope that being on a plane, they didn't have anything weird. But
well, yeah, but you never know. People,
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't think I would want to be involved. I don't think it would. Yeah, I just want when I'm flying, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to talk to anybody other than the person I'm traveling with.
That's me.
That's you, and that's it. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
I would just like to close my eyes and listen to some podcasts.
Yeah.
What about you? Would you be chasing a dog or a cat around the plane?
I wouldn't be chasing them, but I might actively try and like
scoop them up as they come by or something?
Yeah, try and get them to come near me to get a cuddle.
You're all about the kitty hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that kitty.
That's true.
Like, here, get over here, you cutie. And if the puppy was sweet too, maybe I'd pick the puppy up. I don't know.
In the event of
no reason why they can't be friends in my arms. You know?
Yeah.
I'm all about making peace.
In the event of a need for a hug, a cat or dog will drop from the compartment above you, and please allow if you're traveling with a child, please allow them to hug the pet first before you hug the pet.
Yes.
So maybe there could be airlines with animals. Could you see an airline specializing a special flight where there's just cats roaming around the cabin the whole time, and just so you could pet and sit on your lap? Well,
I mean, they have service pets, so maybe.
Yeah.
You could have just like full service flights.
Yeah.
Everyone gets their own pet. Calm pet.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
To help them. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Then you had the option to adopt.
Yeah, kind of like a cat cafe, but on a plane.
Sky, right. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, hopefully the air is flowing to keep the dander down for everybody.
That's a lot of litter boxes. They have they've created the human bathrooms even smaller so that they could fit a litter box in its own little compartment.
That's also big enough for 12 cats that are running around.
Yeah, that's a big litter box.
Huge litter box. It's like the whole cabin. The whole cockpit is just it's knee deep in cat litter, and it's just cats in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
But a very clean flight.
Very mouse free flight. You're not gonna find a mouse anywhere on that plane.
Nothing.
No way.
Nope.
Free of feral mice.
Yeah.
That airplane.
Yep.
I like the idea of opening up the overhead compartment and just a bunch of kittens fall out. Just a bunch of newborn kittens.
Yeah. Oh, not newborn. That's a little. Those are fragile.
Oh yeah.
You want to keep those with their mom.
Just little kittens.
Just like cute little kittens that go and play with each other.
Appropriately aged cute kittens that can be cuddled.
Yeah.
And not harmed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Appropriate aged kittens.
And maybe nice cats that don't terrorize other pets.
Yeah, that's kind of rude. What's up with that?
I don't know. Sometimes they could be big cats that attack.
Just got to be trying
like a Maine Coon or a Bengal.
Just trying to force their dominance over the Papillon. What did you call that dog? Papillon? Pavlov? Peppy.
It's a Papillon.
Papillon.
Papillon. No. Papillon.
I hope that they keep the cockpit doors locked, right? So the risk of the animals running in and causing havoc on the flight is very minimal, I would assume.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Ever since 9/11, it's been harder for pets to get into the cockpits.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just imagine like a cat jumping on like that handle and like all of a sudden the plane takes a nosedive. Or the automated pilot inflates like an airplane.
And the cat just pops it.
Cat claws it. It's right open.
Or the cat just, knocks whatever random glass is available off onto anything electronical.
Just everything short circuits.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but there's not enough parachutes for everybody on board.
The cat has shredded them.
Oh no. Also, all the toilet paper has been shredded by this cat. This is a bad idea to have a cat on the plane.
Why is the cat so menacing? The dog could be a pain in the ass too.
Yeah, no, that's true. The cat gets blamed more. I mean, the dogs definitely do a lot of damage when they're if they're not crated and kind of left to roam around in some cases, right?
So the dog's just going around. And it's like maybe knocking stuff over with its tiny little tail.
You're right.
Maybe it's
peanuts are flying everywhere.
Maybe it's peeing on your bags. Maybe it's like, this is mine. I guess I'll mark this now.
Or like your dog Blitzen, how he dug a hole through like that seat.
He dug a whole hole into a chair. Yeah,
he dug straight down through that chair.
Yeah, almost to China. It was very impressive.
It was very impressive.
What are you bringing back from there, bud?
It made travel to the other side of the planet very easy.
Yeah.
But I could see like the dog like just eating the seat, like the foam seat cushion.
Just like digging for no reason.
Yeah. Because that's what they do.
Why not? You try to give the dog a bone and it's like trying to hide it somewhere and it's looking around and it's like, I don't know where to go.
It's all solid.
That's really what the dog is running from. Not running from the cat. It's running around trying to find the perfect place for its cute little bone.
And you know where it's going to end up, that little flap that holds the in-flight magazine back of the seat.
No one's ever going to see it again. It's never going to be able to find it. Unfortunate. Oh man.
But the dog did order some great stuff from Sky Mall though.
Yeah.
It worked out. So Tiffany, you're trying to tell me that one of these headlines is a real article?
Yes.
Would you like me to guess?
Yeah.
Let's see. These are all so bizarre. I don't know which one of these would be real. Let's go with the dog and the dog cat fight.
You think that one's real?
Yeah.
Well, you would be wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go with the Florida Parrot is the real story.
That's the one?
Yeah.
That is the one.
It is the one.
It is.
Although I did enjoy the idea greatly of the T-Rex Winterfest.
Me too.
T-Rex Fest.
Yeah. There was another article that I came across. Not article, but like in my research to see if this was a real thing that had ever been done. I did see something about a T-Rex skiing. I can't remember what town it was in, but a T-Rex basically snow skiing behind a Jeep while the Jurassic Park theme blared.
Oh God!
Which I thought was really funny.
Awesome.
But it was like a couple years old.
Gotcha.
But I was like, oh, that's interesting, and so I was like, oh, it would be fun to kind of play with that. But the T-Rexes, they crack me up. It's like one of my favorite things. I watch any video with those. It's so stupid. Why don't I have a T-Rex costume?
You should have a T-Rex costume.
I'm so tall, it would be funny.
Tiff Rex.
All right, so this is from today.com. Florida police were called for a woman screaming, "Let me out!" It was a parrot.
God.
Deputies with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office responded to reports of someone screaming for help at a neighbor's home on December 29th. After showing up to the Lake Worth Beach home, the deputies soon discovered that the supposed victim was actually a parrot named Rambo.
Rambo? Of course, Florida parrot.
The homeowner was changing the brakes on his car, according to an NBC affiliate.
Now, Rambo, I'm going to be outside changing them brakes. You keep quiet.
When the deputies arrived and notified him that his neighbor had called to report that there was a woman screaming inside, asking for help and to be let out.
Oh my God.
That's straightforward. So do you have a lady inside trapped? Or,
right, yeah.
Or is that just a parrot in your house?
Can we go down? We need to check your basement immediately, sir.
It happens.
Oh,
the owner then introduced Rambo to the officers. I was changing the brakes on my wife's car and had my 40-year-old parrot.
Wow, holy cow.
Rambo on his outside perch where he sings and talks, the man explained to the deputies. Sometime later, 4 police officers showed up saying a neighbor called because she heard a woman screaming for help. I promptly introduced the officers to Rambo, and we all had a good laugh. He added afterward, I also introduced Rambo to the neighbor who called in the screaming. Luckily, his neighbor also had a good laugh about the entire situation. Sometimes Rambo yells, "Help, help, help, let me out," explained the man. It's something I taught him when I was a kid and Rambo lived in a cage.
Oh, I see.
I'm concerned that this man may actually have someone trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's not a real...
Kind of a flimsy story, isn't it?
It's a real flimsy story.
I believed it right away, though. I was like, oh, I get it. I would make the worst police officer. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like an appropriate excuse. Thank you. Okay, carry on, folks. And then horror.
How old is this man? Did they say how old he was?
Well, the parrot's 40. How old's this guy?
I don't know. He said when he was a kid.
Ooh. Back when he was a kid, that parrot had a living relative, a dinosaur. Sorry.
That's more Rodney Dangerfield.
Hey, he was. So, I get no respect from this parrot.
Yeah, that's weird.
I said, Polly, want a cracker? He said, Polly said, hey, I don't want nothing from you. Stupid.
Yeah, I'm left unnerved by that. Like, what? Where was his wife?
Yeah.
It was just my parrot here. My parrot, not my wife, who's trapped somewhere in the house.
I'm fixing her brakes. She always drives the car. It is her car. She is a person alive that is not present now.
I'm fixing her brakes, not at all altering them into a suspicious way, so that when she gets out, she takes off in the car and... I don't know. Things happen. Yeah. Don't they, officer?
I'm just trying to make this look like from an insurance perspective that it was a pure accident.
I think the officers need to dig deeper.
Yeah, they really do. Come on, Palm Beach PD.
Come on, Florida.
Jeez Louise. How many people are in basements down there because of you?
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, that was fun.
That was super fun, Kev.
Good. Nice job. That was
Happy
good stuff.
2020.
Happy 2020.
We did it.
We did it. Happy 2020 to the those tuning in. We appreciate it.
Yeah. If you would like to listen to us anywhere else other than maybe the platform you're on, just keep in mind we're available everywhere. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Stitcher, which you should probably take advantage of the promo that we give you.
Yeah, I think the Stitcher promo code is fake headlines.
Fake headlines. Yeah, that's what it is. Fake headlines.
So if you go to Stitcher Premium, you can get 1 free month of Stitcher Premium using the code fake headlines.
Yeah, so you can listen to great other podcasts, not just ours, but Ours is important.
Yeah, ours is the most important, clearly.
And then if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, maybe even if you're not, you could go on and leave us a 5-star review, perhaps leave a few nice, kind words. Kick off the new year with maybe making your resolution to be leaving us a nice review, and maybe some of your other favorite ones that maybe you're like, I don't understand why more people don't know them. It's because we need the reviews.
Yeah, it's very simple. We need your help.
Yeah, so do that and tell your friends.
And right now we are trending in the comedy podcasts in New Zealand and the United States. So we're doing
so
a nice
exciting
week for us right now.
It's very exciting.
So thanks to you guys for spreading the word.
We're charting.
We are charting right now.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Big deal.
Very exciting.
You can follow us on all the social media, Twitter at FakeHeadPod.
Fake Headlines Podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
That's it. And you can always email us at fakeheadlinespodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. And we will see you next week.
Bye.